Hello there and welcome to Gateshead International Stadium. We are here for full match commentary of Gateshead versus Torquay United. Both teams looking to get 3 points to try and get themselves out of the relegation zone. And Gateshead, if they do get 3 points, they cannot get out the relegation zone today, but it will go a long way to trying to achieve that. My name's David Gaddis. I'm joined by Charlotte Potts. Charlotte, it's a big one today for both teams, and you would say for Torquay, it's a little bit more important because they don't want to be cast adrift.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they've came on a long trip. It could work in Gateshead's favour. However, Torquay might use that to their advantage today, the motivation of a long trip. They've got that togetherness after being together in a hotel. Let's just hope we can stay focused.
Yeah, and as I say, it's a bit of a strange time for Torquay because a couple of seasons ago they were up there challenging for promotion, and now they find themselves in a relegation battle. They've got a fantastic manager in Gary Johnson, much travelled. He obviously had a stint at Torquay before. Then he went to Yeovil, and nearly as far as they got into the Championship. But he's found himself back at Torquay. They were doing well, but he'll be disappointed with the way things are going this season so far.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you say, he's a good manager. He's bound to have the experience of getting teams out of situations like this. And having said that, we've got just as good as a manager in Mike Williamson, and as a player, his playing experience as well, playing in big games, is going to help, knowing what the right things to say to these boys to get them up for this game.
Yeah, well, we do have the team sheet here for the game. I'll go through Torquay's lineup there to start off with. We have got some messages coming in, which I will actually put up first. Paul Hodgson has put, let's have a little look there. Come on, lads, massive game today, Heed Army. Certainly is. Ken Webster, sorry can't be there today. I'm full of colds after Tuesday night, but I'll be there in spirit. Well, hopefully you enjoy the commentary and more importantly the game. And he's went for a 2-1 win there, Ken. Sean Parry has put, come on lads, let's get 3 points. And Liv has got everything crossed. Well, I say you can do as they have done. Messages on whatever platform you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. Also like and subscribe, it would really help. And of course, you can, if you want, you can watch us. You can watch the game with our commentary on the National League TV streaming service. So there you go. You can now watch the game and hear us as well. So we're in both places. You can't escape us. You're stuck with us whatever the way. But please do that. Go through the Torquay lineup. It's Mark Halstead in goal, Ross Marshall, Aaron Jarvis, Tope Farusini. We've got Kieran Evans, Brett McGavin, Sean Donnellan, Nico Lawrence, Dean Moxley is the captain, Jack Stubbs, and Kevin Dawson. On the bench is Ali Omar, Ryan Hansen, Asa Hall, Ben Wyatt, and Reece Lovett. And Gateshead, this is how they line up. Philip Marshall returns to goal after Montgomery was in for the FA Trophy. Robbie Tinkler, Lewis Story, Kent Richardson, Ethan Pye make up the back four. In midfield, Connor Panny, Camille Conter, Ed Francis, Adam Campbell's captain in the side today. Dan Ward and Marcus Denanga is up top. On the bench, James Montgomery is on the bench with captain Greg Ollie, who isn't obviously not wearing the armband today because he's on the bench. Aaron Martin, Carl Magnay, and the youngster Ollie Thompson keeps a place on the bench after coming on and playing a part in last week's quarter-final win over Farnsley Celtic. So if we see the young man today, hopefully he can have a similar performance to what he did last week. And Charlotte, I was just telling you about it before, but very important that Gateshead have been able to bring another young player through. Of course, we've got Connor Panny starting today. He's been out on loan and got some experience at two different clubs this season. But to see another youngster coming through from the youth setup is fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I mean, you can see his physicality. He looks like he looks much stronger. Hopefully, he's ready for the air battle in midfield today. He's obviously got great relationships with the lads from last season, and having young players in the team as an experienced player makes you step your game up more because you know you're the role model. You've got to keep an eye on them and look after them. So hopefully you'll be well looked after today too.
Certainly will. Well, on the bench as well, we just talked about it there before. A strong bench. Greg Ollie, of course, not fit enough to start off. They're just nursing him through it. You've got Aaron Martin, Carl Magnay as well. So it is a strong bench. Of course, we've got that youthful Ollie Thompson there to try and spark something in if needed. And of course, we've got the fantastic goalkeeper backup as well if needed. But Gateshead, the heroics last week went to penalties. It was a hard game. Gateshead very down to the bare bones is the best way to describe it. We had 6 defenders start the game, 2 in midfield, and they got themselves through it by hook or by crook. It wasn't a great game on the eye, but Gateshead did what they had to do and got through.
Yeah, and regardless of the football that's played, when you get results, it gives you energy, it gives you momentum into the next game. And obviously we've got to look forward to a semi-final now, and we're going into a league game now where we need to pick up these really important 3 points. But we also know that these 3 points, if we get them today, is going to carry into the following weeks.
It certainly will. I'll just there was an early kickoff here this morning in the league. It was Woking 0. I'll just double check, get it up on screen here. It was Woking 0, Chesterfield 1. So it's 3rd and 4th place battling there this afternoon, and that's the early kickoff. Gateshead, the other games that concern Gateshead at the moment and fixtures we will be looking out for the score of as York City are home to Dorking and Yeovil are away to FC Halifax. So games that concern us, we'll be looking at those. And of course, Torquay just below us and Scunthorpe, they are at home to Wheelstone. So those are games that we'll have an interested eye on, but you can't concentrate too much on them. It's what happens here today. In Gateshead, they've got more. They've got games in hand on every team around us, above and underneath us. So you've got to see it's in our hands. If we win those games, we get out of the danger zone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's pros and cons to that too, because obviously you can feel a little bit more pressure when you've got those games in hand, but also it can give you that little bit of optimism that things are going to go right.
Certainly can. Right, we're going to play a message from our sponsors. Keep them messages coming in. Whether you're a Torquay fan as well, we'd love to hear from you. So keep them messages coming in. This is our sponsors, Northern Print Solutions. Without them, we wouldn't be able to broadcast. And after that, we're going to play about our social media. So do like and subscribe. Well, a big thank you to the supporter down the stand that brought my crutch back up there because I knocked it and it flew down the stairs as I was reaching to get a drink to keep myself lubricated for this first half action that we're going to be bringing you here. There's a few cameramen down there. Of course, our friend Charles Waugh has stood just in between the dugouts, ready to take the photos. And as I say, we do share those on social media and use them in our thumbnails. We always appreciate Charles's great work. He always gets a good photo, doesn't he, Charlotte?
Fantastic.
We've been having a look at Charlotte's photos. If you don't know who Charlotte is, Charlotte plays for Newcastle United ladies. They're on a good run at the minute. And we were just talking about photos. You were showing us a photo the other night when you were very cold. It was the steam coming off you.
Oh, honestly, it was absolutely freezing the other night. I can't believe we were in spring and it was that cold.
I know, it's quite it's a lovely day on Tyneside, to be honest, at the moment. We are in the if you haven't been to Gateshead before, we're in the main stand which faces east. And we're in the shadow of the stand. The sun is behind us. It's never the warmest place, but it's quite mild at the moment. But on the pitch, it'll be quite warm out there. See, when the players get in the heat, it'll be nice conditions.
Sun is shining.
And there's barely any wind here as well. And if you are joining us on National League TV streaming service, you'll be able to see the pitch. The pitch is looking absolutely fantastic out there as well, as it did last week when, I say, a lot of people might have thought the game was going to be off, but the ground staff did fantastic things here and took the snow off the pitch at the right time. And I say the pitch did look the best it had in a long, long time. But Ian Watson and Mike Williamson have just made their way out to the dugout, followed by Chris Bell as well. And we were wondering where Ian Watson was there before, weren't we, Charlotte? We didn't know if he was here, but he is. He's there. He must have been doing some final instructions in the dressing room. And we are about 5 minutes away from kickoff here at Gateshead International Stadium. So you can message us. We have got messages that have come in. We'll bring them up on screen here on the YouTube service. So if you'd like to contact us, you can contact us there. We've got one here from Marty Hunter. We need 3 points today. It's a must. It is. It certainly is, but it's that for both teams. And a big well done to the following contingent from Torquay. I cannot say how many there is, but it's a hell of a journey. We know it's one of the longest in football, and we take our hat off to all the travelling supporters. As I say, it's not the most glamorous of ties, Gateshead Torquay, but to the fans here today, there's nothing better. And I say, if you can get yourself down in the coming weeks, there's some big games here at Gateshead International Stadium. None more than the FA Trophy semi-final against Barnet, where Gateshead or Barnet are potentially only 90 minutes away from a Wembley final. So please do follow Gateshead FC on social media for links for tickets and come down and support the Heat. And it could be a fantastic year for Tyneside to get two teams to major Wembley finals. And who knows, Gateshead might even show Newcastle how it's done. But we're not going ahead of ourselves. We're not there yet. We are waiting for the teams to come out. The Tyne Wear stand is absolutely filling up around us, which is great to see. And the Gateshead flags are putting up a great display at the back of the stand there. It's looking absolutely, well, I'm going to say it's looking, what's the best way to describe the Rio festival? I'm trying to think of the word now. It's went out my mind.
Brazil?
Yeah, when you want to have the Brazil, when have the street party.
Carnival.
Carnival, yeah, it's Carnivalesque up there. That's what I was looking for.
Carnivalesque.
Yes, they've got all the flags going there. Yes, they've got the Super Heat Army flag there. And lovely to see a lot of families here today as well. And great to see all the sponsors around. Dawson and Sanderson, new to the Gateshead family. Food Hub, Nuffield Help, Utilita. There's a lot more on the side. Carter Express and Gateshead Central Taxis, just to name a few. And we thank them as fans of the club for their support. So, yeah.
It's looking a rather busy crowd, Dave.
It certainly is. It definitely looks over 1,000 from where we're sitting. So we'll get confirmation of that in the second half. But as I say, you've got time to make that cup of tea. Maybe get a fresh tin out of the fridge if you like a little bit of that for refreshment on your match day. There's time for it as Mike Williamson just shakes the hand of one of the opposing coaches. Of course, he's from down that way, isn't he? He started his career down at Torquay, Mike Williamson.
Did he?
Yes, he did. So he'll obviously know a few people in and around that club. So he's keeping conversation just on the touchline there. We will go through the teams again very shortly. But Gateshead with a strong lineup this afternoon, and hopefully they can get themselves some points as well as Torquay, if you want to do that. Well, Torquay, they're led out by Dean Moxley, and this is how Gateshead line up this afternoon for this Northern League clash against Torquay United. Not Northern League, National League. It's Philip Marshall wearing number 1, Robbie Tinkler number 2, Louis Story number 6, Kent Richardson number 5, Ethan Pye number 3. It's Connor Panny in midfield wearing number 17, Camille Conter wearing number 42, Ed Francis 18, Adam Campbell wears the captain armband in the absence of Greg Ollie in the starting lineup. Dan Ward and Marcus Denanga. On the bench is James Montgomery, Greg Ollie, Aaron Martin, Carl Magny, and Ollie Thompson. On the bench at the starting lineup for Torquay is Mark Halstead, Ross Marshall, Aaron Jarvis, Topi Fadasuni, Kieran Evans, Brett McGavin, Sean Donnellan, Nico Lawrence, Captain Dean Moxley, Jack Stubbs, and we have Kevin Dawson. On the bench is Ali Omar, Ryan Hansen, Asa Hall, Ben Wyatt, and Reese Lovett. And for our audio listeners, Torquay in their famous yellow and blue strips, and Gateshead in their grey tops, black shorts, white socks. And we just await the coin toss to see which way we are shooting. And I'm going to put Charlotte on the spot. Come on, predictions.
I think we're going to concede early, to be honest. I have a feeling, but I'm going to say 2-1.
Oh, well, there we go. It's going to be an interesting one. We've got Dale Iverson, Dale and Rosie back again supporting the Heat. Must-win game today for a great game and even better commentary. Well, thank you very much. Let's hope it is a good game. And let's hope the commentary is up to standard. If you're a Torquay fan, please do. You can message us as well. And National League TV streaming service, if you are joining us, welcome as well for this National League encounter here between Gateshead and Torquay. Both teams looking to get 3 points to try and get themselves in a better position to get out of the relegation zone. And it looks as though Torquay are going to get us underway. They're shooting towards the felon end of Gateshead Stadium. And Gateshead will be shooting towards the River Tyne end. Glorious day for it. Will the game match up to the weather?
We are expecting rain, however.
Oh, they had to put a dampener on things there, didn't they?
Well, you've got to be prepared, haven't
Excuse the pun.
you? You've got to be prepared.
You certainly have. Well, it is going to be Moxley that gets us underway. It isn't Moxley, sorry, it's McGavin. I thought I seen the captain's armband there, isn't it? It's the sponsor on the sleeve. So Brett McGavin stands over, referee. And he gets us underway. And there we go. As Dinanga chases down, tries to block the ball. Up towards the gate to the fence as Kent Richardson nods the ball. And was that a push in the back? Referee says no, but Campbell comes back to mop up and Kent Richardson can ping the ball up looking for the run of Dinanga. But it is, Lawrence does very well. Ball goes out for a Gateshead throw.
Now this is interesting because Connor Panny is now playing left back.
Does look that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Camille Conter receives the ball. Gets it back from Robbie Tinkler. Could Gateshead be playing 3 centre-backs here?
Three at the back.
I think it's, well,
possibly.
effectively. Oh, no, there you go. It's Pye's left back. I think it's just Robbie Tinkler has went up.
3 at the back.
Robbie Tinkler's went up high. That's all, in the right back's a lot. Yeah. But I'll say we'll definitely find out as the ball comes out now to Connor Panny on the left-hand side. Story picks him out well. Panny controls it, gets the ball down. Picks out Francis. Francis gives it back to Panny here on the left-hand side. Has he got any trickery to get the ball into the box? Plays it along the ground to Ward. Ward couldn't control it, and Panny is just out-muscled to it. The ball goes out, but stayed in. Well done from number 27 there, Stobbs. He managed to keep it in. Oh, and a slip from Francis now. It is. McGavin plays the ball forward. Evans with a little bit of trickery, but goes into Pye, and Pye does well to get in control of the ball and clears it down the line. Headed back in, though, by Donnellan. Campbell trying to put some pressure in there. Quick feet from the Torquay defender. It's good pressure from Gateshead, forcing the ball backwards. Not often to see a goalkeeper in a cap these days, but Halstead is. As the ball, a mighty kick up towards his forward line, but Story's there to head it away. Picked up, though. Oh, nearly a shot from distance, but the ball picked up midfield by Ward. He couldn't distribute it, and he's didn't get it. And now it is pass forward, shot off. Jarvis just got the shot blocked, and now it's Stobbs. Stobbs puts the ball in.
Great defending from Ethan Pye there. No, I definitely think Gateshead are playing 3 at the back.
Does look that way, doesn't it?
Louis Story central role, Kenton Richardson right, and Ethan on the left.
Well,
Connor Panny playing left, high left, and he's just getting back there to make it a 5 at the back.
Maybe Tinkler high up on the right as Marshall aims for Tinkler, and that one's just over his head out. It goes for a throw. Fast and furious first 3 minutes here, Charlotte. Paul Hodgson's put massive game. Come on, lads.
And I think it shows on the pitch as well that it is a massive occasion. Both teams looking really eager to get off on the front foot.
As well, twist and turn from Fadasuni, there we go. Make sure I get that pronunciation right.
Having said that, I do definitely think Torquay at the moment look like they are slightly more up for this.
Well, Campbell with a header out there, not the greatest. Opportunity for Torquay to try and build something down the left. There's Moxley, captain, has the ball. Does he have a long throw on him, or will it be a short one? It's going to be short. Dawson back, played down the line. Ball goes out for a throw to Torquay just inside the gated half. Although went out a further bit. Quickly taken though, up towards Jarvis. Jarvis holds it up, plays it back. Now the ball comes in, hits off Conter's hand. There's appeals, but Conter gets the ball moving, and now Gateshead on the attack. Campbell, right-hand side. He's got Dinanga on the inside. Will he be able to pass it back to him? Good cover and play from Torquay. They got players in the way. And now Pye wins the header. Francis brings it down. Calmly plays it back to Story. high. Gateshead happy to pass it around the back as they normally are to try and carve something out. As played forward to Tinkler. Tinkler's managed to get the ball back though. Played it forward to Ward. Ward from the edge of the box goes for the shot. Oh, past the post. And they were a little bit fortunate the way the ball sat up there for Gateshead in midfield, back to Tinkler. And
yeah, I think we got a little bit of luck there. I was just about to say Torquay are sitting really nice and compact there, looking eager to stop Gateshead playing through them. Sometimes luck is what you need on your side.
Well, Halstad's lost the cap now. He takes his goal kick, all in green. Refreshing to see a goalkeeper in a green strip as Francis gets it to Conter from Campbell. Gateshead trying to build something in midfield here as Campbell gives it back to Ward. Now Tinkler.
Now 1-2 given goes through the midfield. Exactly the Gateshead we know.
Kenton Richardson receives the ball. He wants some more movement in front of him though. It's went a little bit stale. Not still, should I say. As Campbell did drop it there, and Denanga's reached to get it. Conter, and that was a sliding leg out there, but Conter does well to control it.
Panny's demanding that ball to come wide. He's trying to create that width.
Well, Gateshead making the ball do the work as Tinkler cuts inside. Was he foul? Referee says yes. Free kick about 50 yards out. Right hand side of the centre circle. Big thank you to everyone that's joined us here this afternoon at Gateshead International Stadium. We're into the 7th minute, 0-0, and it's both teams look lively. No attempts on goal. You haven't missed anything yet.
Nearly every Torquay shirt's back defending this.
We're all on the edge of the box as Francis pings the ball up there. And the ball's going to go out for a corner to Gateshead. It was a decent ball in, made the defenders work. Well, Dan Ward, in the absence of the captain Greg Ollie, is on set piece duty today. Well, what kind of delivery can we expect from Dan? In it comes. It's going to go towards the back post. It's headed clear, but only up in the air. Panny can bring this down. Puts it back to whence it came, but Jarvis got his body in front of it. And Panny does well to put the ball out to stop Jarvis getting away.
Good recovery.
I just felt Panny might have nodded that back in instead of bringing it down on the far side, but he did have the sun in his eyes. I'll give him that.
You know, you really sensed a lack of desire from Gateshead there on both set pieces. There was very little movement. Very little presence to get up in the air.
Well, Campbell battling to get the ball. He gets it through to Denanga. Denanga touches it back to Camille Conter. Now Francis in midfield. He's got Panny, who he uses on left-hand side of the box. Cuts in, goes for a shot himself. And keeper! It skimmed off him and it went out past the post. I tell you what, I thought that was just going to go in the back of the net.
You know what? It was so simple. You could actually predict what he was going to do, but it's almost as though you couldn't stop him because it was just so fluent.
He got more power on it than I thought he was going to there. Stung the hands and chest of the goalkeeper. Ward with another corner to our left-hand side.
Let's hopefully we'll see more of that from Conor Panny today.
In comes another deep one. There's nobody there. Curls out for another goal kick. Taylor Howie, I'm not listening in from work. Well, we're not telling anybody, Taylor. Well, Gateshead first to make the goalkeeper work. And I literally thought that was just going to skim past his shoulder there after the way it hit him. But credit to Halstead, he did make a good save. And his hat's off again. As it's on and off his hat. As Story wins the header. Headed back up the pitch, though, by Moxley. Gateshead dealing with it and hooking it away. Can Ward pick up the loose ball? He can. Runs into a yellow shirt, though, and now Panny, nice little touch to Francis. Francis puts it over the top. It's a foot race now. Denanga chasing down with Lawrence, Denanga's got it though. Can he get some support? There's Ward. Left-hand side puts it in the corner of the box where Campbell just dispossessed, and now Torquay can clear the ball up towards Jarvis. Jarvis wins the header, but doesn't have any support around him, and Story can bring it down. Gives it back to Marshall.
Calmly done as ever by Louis Story.
Well, Jarvis did the hard work. He just didn't have anyone around him to support him there.
I think Torquay are really getting bodies around the ball in key areas to protect their half.
Well, Darren Walden's listening in from the middle of the Irish Sea, listening in from work as a ball for Ward to try and chase down too much on it. Out it goes for a goal kick to Torquay. And so just looking across the Tanzania stand, I can see quite a few yellow shirts there. So the nice travelling contingent have made their way up from the other end of the country. Always great to see.
See Kevin Dawson there from Torquay trying to give some instructions. It's hard to really know what Torquay's trying to do here.
Well, headed forward, but there's Pite, nodded up to Nanga does well, but couldn't get it to a teammate. But Conter, he tried to poke it through for Campbell. Both sides trying to hit on the break as the ball out to Campbell it's going to stay in, and now Torquay have to deal with it on the far side. The captain plays it out. Well, it stayed in. It's deceiving there on the far side, but now Halstead can just pick it up.
You're not wrong, Dave. It's a very transitional game.
Well, Halstead just slowing it down somewhat. Clever goalkeeping. We've got Ginger Joe. Greetings from West Peterborough. Thank you very much for joining us. Fantastic kick from his hands there from Halstead, but Camille Conter, he put the ball out. It was a good tackle. But we'll see the captain, Dean Moxley, has got the ball in his hands. There's a few players inside the Gateshead penalty area. Can they launch this in? I think he is. He's urging his players to get a bit higher up. We are going to see a longer ball, I think, this time. Launched into the box. Headed clear by Story. And then it's been put out of play for another throw-in. Very similar position to where the last one came. And now the big men are coming up from the back as well in Lawrence.
Yeah, I think this is what Torquay are trying to do the whole game. You know, they're going to be a real defensive presence and then counter attack to try take the lead. Hopefully Gateshead can stay switched on and concentrated for this.
Well, in comes another long throw from Moxley. It's a long one, nodded down, and it's going to go out for a corner this time. Well, we've seen a lot of teams in recent weeks coming along and utilising the long throw. They're hard to defend against. They're just as good as a corner, if not better, I think. Get a better opportunity to get the ball across the box, but a lot of players in and around the goal mouth here waiting this one. Two players on the edge that can run in to pick up the loose ball in the area here if it's headed clear. Gates are going to have to be careful for the second ball. As in it comes close towards there, and there's Marshall. Safe hands, just plucked it out the air. It's a good delivery, though.
Yeah. Very well organised from Marshall as well for that for the box there. Torquay were really trying to compact the area in and around him.
Well, Marshall looking to pick out Connor Panny. Ball bounced, it's going to fall. I thought it was going to fall to Ward. That was good cover and play from Stobbs there. Ball cleared by Dawson. It's going to go to Tinkler, who plays it back to Marshall. Jarvis closing it down, and Jarvis has dispossessed Marshall. Across comes the ball. Stobbs with a shot, and cleared off the line by
Kenton Richardson. Fantastic. And you know what? His body shape, he had to really lift his back leg to get that up.
Certainly did. Well, both sides have had golden opportunities here. You would have to say that time Marshall needs a bit more conviction when he gets to the ball. Jarvis did well to close him down and win the ball back.
Best chance of the game so far.
Well, Kent Richardson's ball goes higher than it does go up the pitch, and out it goes, and it's a throw to Torquay, and you just feel they've got their tails in the air at the moment. Torquay, 15 minutes gone, 0-0. chance apiece, and you'd see the best chances fell to Torquay. Gateshead happy to clear the ball. It's going to go for a throw right in front of the Torquay dugout. It's Donnellan. We've got some scores coming in from around the league. I'll just confirm them before I read them out. Put ball forward as Jarvis tries to get it past Story, tries to get it over him. Story does very well, clears it down the line, but nodded back up. It's going to let that bounce out for a goal kick. And we can go to later scores around the league. Eastleigh are winning 2-0 at home to Altrincham. Scunthorpe are beating Wheelstone 1-0, and York are beating Dorking 1-0. So games around us involving the relegation zone. It's hotting up down there, but it's not over yet. They're just early goals. We'll have to see what happens later. If 4:45, that's when those results are more important. As Gateshead pick it up midfield, Dan Ward does well to get it under control. As Gateshead on the attack, and Lawrence managed to clear the ball out on the far side. Throw it to Torquay. Come on to Gateshead player. Remember, do like and subscribe to our channel here. It does help us. As Gateshead with good pressure, but Torquay got the ball moving. Now the ball played across to Donnellan. Donnellan, he's got Stobbs in here because of space on the right-hand side. He uses him. Runs at Connor Panny. Comes off Panny for a corner. And Torquay just getting on top somewhat in this game in the last 5 minutes. Well, Brett McGavin places the ball down. It's a different type of corner here. We've got 4 players on the edge of the box for Torquay. All got a player each marking them. Is this from the training ground? As we're seeing movement now. In comes the delivery. Oh, and it's just taken off the head there. It's lovely stuff from Campbell. Now contact and break. He's got Denanga through the middle. Denanga, good covering play from Donnellan. Good tackle.
Yeah, that through ball was just slightly too straight for that run. Straight ball and a straight run don't really match.
Campbell now plays the ball forward for Ward, and the offside flag goes up. It was tight from this angle.
Really interesting though, Dave. That's 2 corners we've seen in completely 2 different types of corners from Torquay. You can see they're really up for trying to take the lead here through set pieces.
You've got to say as well, the deliveries have been good as well. Well, Mark Halstead is going to take this free kick. And he's not in any hurry. Oh, what's going on here? Now we go. Here comes the delivery. Panny wins the header. For a false yellow shirt, and the ball to Stobbs from Donnellan was just too hard, and out it went. Bit of a subdued crowd at the moment here in the Tyne Weir stand.
It's a bit flat.
Can we have a moment that'll spark them into life? 18 minutes gone, about to go into the 19th minute, 0-0. If you want to just join us. Ball over the top. Ward tries to sneak in there. Halstead quickly off his line. And now Moxley plays the ball up towards Jarvis. Gets in front of Story, down to the dead ball line, pulls the ball back across. There's nobody there, but it does fall to a yellow shirt. Now Stobbs, and he's got the ball. Panny didn't clear it. Stobbs turning, but there's Ethan Pye to clear the ball. And Gateshead push their line up high. Just need a little bit more commitment there from Panny when the ball was in front of him. He needs to win it in those areas. As the ball played over the top, it's going to go right through to Marshall.
Torquay really pushing their tall players up on the back. We transition to a back 5. I don't necessarily think all the time we're playing a back 3 at the moment. It's what our Gates are trying to do here. Are they trying to play defensive, or they're trying to take control and play with 3 at the back?
Well, I think they need a little bit more from the midfield. We are going a little bit more direct as the ball goes over the top for Tinkler to try and run onto, but the delivery goes straight through to Halstead. It's not often you can hear the players on the pitch here. That's how quiet the stand is. As the ball headed up in the air, headed away by Gateshead only as far as the yellow shirt, and just went a little bit scrappy now. Lost a little bit of the flow that we had earlier on, but now Gateshead on the break as Campbell. Can he get through? He's just tried to take it inside, and there was Donnellan to intercept, but that was a quick break from Gateshead. Conter wins the header. Pani didn't make the run up though. Now Donnellan's going to let that roll out for a throw-in. And, well, we've seen what Gateshead can do on the break. They can break quickly, but the final ball through just has to be a little bit better.
Yeah, you're right. We need something more in midfield just to connect things here, because it's very transitional.
Well, Gateshead win the ball. Ward has space to run into. He's got Dinanga. Well, and passes it across to Tinkler. Tinkler inside to Dinanga. Oh, he turned. Just couldn't control it. Lawrence can clear it. Now it's been brought down by Fadusinu, and his ball out will only find Tinkler. And now we're just starting to see Gateshead get a little bit more joy in the final third. Got to get that ball up there.
Yeah, we just need to be more controlled with it. Just pick up the momentum.
Pye can carry it over the halfway line. Plays it inside to Campbell. Campbell to Conter. Conter now across to Kent Richardson, who's crossed the halfway line, up to Tinkler. Tries to play it forward. Comes back to Richardson though. Inside to Dinanga. Dinanga, lovely little flick. Campbell's there. Can he lead off to Pani? Pani, can he finish this shot? Oh, he tries to take it on his right foot. Can he finish it? Oh, past the post! He got another bite of the cherry. I thought he might have took too many touches to get the shot off. You would have thought the first time shot might have been the one, but he did carve out another chance.
It's almost as though that effort to shoot, he just wanted that goal too much. He was thinking about the goal before it even happened, and it didn't allow him to get his body shape right.
Better though.
Slightly overstretched. He's really hungry for a goal today. You can see that. Really impressed with his confidence levels at the moment. He's demanding the ball. He's getting back and defending.
Story wins the header. Lawrence and Dinanga battling. The ball bounces off Dinanga's knee, and now Stubbs kind of keep that in. Out it goes. Yeah, Gateshead just stepping it up a little bit. There's Story. Receives the ball from Pye. Marshall, all in pink today. It sparked the back of the Titan Wheel stand into a bit of noise in the last few minutes. As the ball up there. Gateshead pick it up though. Can Campbell do something with it? Oh, good stuff from the Torquay defender there. He got in front of it. Gateshead win the ball back now though. Camille Conter. Can he get past his man? Francis puts it across to Richardson. Richardson plays it into Campbell. Campbell seems to be at the heart of everything at the moment as Dinanga plays it out to Tinkler. Kent Richardson with the overlap. Just a little bit late with that as Francis now plays a ball across to Pani. Pani beaten in the air, but can Camille Conter pick up that one? Offside flag goes up. And a free kick it is to Torquay. We have played, well, we're into the 24th minute now. Still 0-0. And, well, it's starting to liven up in the last few moments from a Gateshead perspective. Halstead takes the free kick. Kenton Richardson unchallenged for the header. Moxley brings it down and clears it out of touch on the far side. Every time I say Moxley, I keep thinking of the wrestler John Moxley. There's a lovely little flick there from Campbell. Lawrence just able to see that back to his goalkeeper Halstead. There's a ball up now. It's going to be an aerial battle between Jarvis. Or Jarvis brings it down to a lovely touch there. Gateshead managed to pick it out though. Campbell. He's got the runners. Plays it over the top. Can Dinanga get in between? Ball just bounces away and Donnellan puts it out here on the left-hand side.
That was a fantastic ball. Dinanga was just pulled a little bit by their centre-back. Didn't allow him to run onto the ball.
Well, the referee wants to slow something down here. Wants to have a word with someone, I think.
think it was that incident there. I mean, it was a perfect ball for the perfect run. His run just got interrupted there. But good defending, intelligent defending.
Well, the referee wants a word with Jarvis there. Or does he? What is the referee doing here? Does he want to talk to? What's the incident? I can't see what's going on. I mean, there's a player down there, but he's only just went down. A little bit of confusion here. Oh, there's a player's boots off. There we go.
Game management potentially.
Well, that could have been dealt with a lot quicker.
Disrupting the Gateshead momentum. I mean, you can hear the crowd are certainly getting agitated by this.
Does the referee want to tie his laces for him as well? Come on, let's get this game going. There we go. He's got his boot back on, Marshall. Tinkler, long throw into the box. It's going to fall to a grey shirt. Can Francis finish it? Oh, he goes the short body in the way. Brave defending. Can Gator get this ball back up on the edge of the area? Up it comes towards Story, way over his head. Ball's going to bounce and roll out for a goal kick. Ginger Joe, apparently they couldn't get here. He's listening from West Peterborough. Robert Clancy listening in from North West Peterborough. Sadly couldn't get to the game because of the train strike. Yeah, causing disruption, but at least you're still getting to find out what's going on here at Gateshead International Stadium. Is Denanga quickly closed down by Lawrence, and they come away with the ball. Ball over the top now towards Stobbs. Pani is going to have time to bring this down. Now goes for the ball over the top. Denanga's the flag is going to go up. He was off by about 3 or 4 yards.
Such a shame because brought down by Connor Pani with so much composure. You know what? His decision making today has been fantastic.
Well,
he's really matured in just a year.
Yeah, well, Rob Elliott on the Gateshead bench there. He's just having a word with the fourth official about something. Halstead with the kick. It's going to go right over the far side there. Tinkler does well. Gateshead just pass it around and build from the back. Now Kenton Richardson pumps it over the top, looking for the run of Denanga, but Lawrence is there. Should have plenty of time to control it. He does. Been impressed with Lawrence so far. Ball goes out, though he's let down by Moxley on the far side. Couldn't keep the ball in. Yeah, Lawrence's decision making's been quite good so far. He's stuck with Denanga like glue. About going to the 29th minute, 0-0. As the Torquay fans getting to find voice on our left-hand side at the north end of the Tyne and Wear stand. Get to play the ball all the way back to Story. Just starting to push their line up a little bit more, Torquay. As Marshall tried to pick out Tinkler. Moxley was there to head it out. It's a throw to Gateshead inside the Torquay half on the far side. Tinkler has the ball aloft. Wants movement. Wants someone to show for him. Denanga does. Tinkler gets it inside to Conter. Conter right hand side of the box. He's got Stobbs with him. Dawson, sorry it was. Gateshead just in control, but the ball moving backwards, but that's still all right for Gateshead. Can they pick out a ball or a run? Pannies and acres of space here on the left-hand side, but the ball goes through the centre to Ward. Ward plays it inside to Denanga. Can he lay it off to Campbell? Oh, there was a block. And now Torquay on the break. It's 3-on-3. Ball through the centre foot towards Jarvis, and it's going to be too close to Marshall, who just pulls it out the air.
Fantastic.
And I mentioned
by
the wrestling
Marshall.
before there. That was like a clothesline. Beautiful stuff. There's Pye now, looks for the run, sees Tinkler on the far side. Tinkler brings it down in his stride. Out towards the right-hand side. He keeps the ball in. Support from Kenton Richardson. Can we get a delivery into the box? Plays it inside to... Oh, the referee gets in the way. And now Torquay on the break, and he's going to have to stop a drop ball. He just absolutely blocked Francis there. Torquay bench, they're up in arms. Mike Williamson's having a little bit of a giggle about it there.
both managers arguing with the referee.
Yeah. I think that was a case of a little bit of guilt from the referee there, wasn't it? Because he took his while to say, well, yeah, I did impede the player when the ball was going to him. It's not often you see it, but when you do.
Ethan Pye shoved the attacker in the face.
I think it's gonna.
It just set everyone off.
I think it's going to be a drop ball. Or Torquay gonna. Oh, he's giving it the drop ball to Gateshead here. I thought it would have. Well,
I think unless they're going to give it back.
Well, he's putting it in a position for Gateshead to carry on their attack from where they were. Interesting stuff here from the referee from Middleton.
Oh.
And now Gateshead on the attack. Put the ball in there. Oh, and Lawrence had to put it behind. I'll tell you what.
The manager is not happy.
I can see his point. It does make sense what he's done. Whether or not that's the letter of the law is another thing, isn't it? I mean, exactly. I've never seen that before. So
first time I've seen it for sure.
Well, Francis is going to take this one from the far side, this corner. In comes the ball now. Oh, and it just seemed to get over there. Moxley headed it clear. Now it's headed again. Can get to pick up the loose ball. Ward chasing it down. Lovely tackle. Ball goes out. And it did seem to come off a Torquay leg. I can see why Dan Ward's remonstrating there. From this angle, it did look like it, but referee and linesman are closer than us.
He also didn't get the ball there too, so that could have been a potential foul.
Yeah. Well, it has been given as a foul. That's where it is.
So
free kick coming up, looking towards Jarvis. Marshall comes out.
Just calmly collected as usual. He towers above everyone.
You know, Marshall come under a little bit of scrutiny the other week when Chesterfield got that late winner when the ball was headed out his hands. He didn't have the tightest grip on it. But look, he's a young goalkeeper and he seems to be learning from it because that ball's been like glue in them hands. I don't want to tempt fate, but he's really commanded his area well so far with balls in the air. This ball through the middle to Denanga, well controlled, lays it off. Oh, just didn't have the legs to get through. Tight angle between two defenders as Jarvis brings the ball down, lays it off, and now Dawson can carry it forward, puts it out to Fedasuni. Moxley. Players battling on the far side, ball put over the top by McGavin there. Out it went.
I think it's hard to forget sometimes just how young Philip Marshall is.
Yeah.
And the job that he done for us last season, absolutely fantastic.
Well, the youngster on loan from Aston Villa, he has been on the Aston Villa bench this season in the Premier League, involved in their match day setup for much of the season. Never called upon though. Of course, when you've got a World Cup winning goalkeeper in the flanks, it's always going to be hard to try and get that number one spot, but he's coming here and learning his craft for a second season.
And no doubt he shares his experiences with the rest of the players here and it helps them too.
Well, Kent Richardson, the ball back to Story. Sees the crossfield ball towards Panny. Can he win the aerial battle though? He can. It's going to drop to Ward. Ward turns. Oh, just runs into Marshall, who clears it through in next to the corner flag.
He's given a bit of everything today, Connor Panny, hasn't he?
Certainly has. He had to win that header. Camille Contis had a little bit of a quiet game so far. Well, Tinkler going to go for a throw. Gets it to Francis. Back to Tinkler. Can he get a delivery? And now Francis can. In it comes. Oh, wasn't the greatest one. Headed out. Conte puts it up to Tinkler on the edge of the box. Can he still go in, Tinkler? Oh, Denanga. Can he turn, get a shot off? Oh, blocked again. And there's a lot of shots being blocked by Torquay. They've been getting bodies in the way. Tinkler give away a free kick there. He brought down Evans.
Not a bad idea, though, from Robbie Tinkler. Give a foul away, just disrupt their counter-attack.
Well, Evans just sorting out his boot there. Well, Gateshead managing to get shots away inside the penalty area, but bodies fly in to block it by hook or by crook from Torquay United. Got to commend the bravery of the defenders. Putting bodies in the way. Well, another Torquay player having boot problems there.
Yeah, they're really trying to manage this game, aren't they? And disrupt Gateshead's flow.
Halstead with the free kick on the edge of his box. Aiming for that man, Jarvis. Jarvis wins the header, comes down. And Gateshead haven't dealt with it yet. And there's the shot off, but he didn't get the power straight along the grass into Marshall's hands from Evans. Maybe if he had tied his laces a little bit tighter, he might have got a better connection with that. 36 minutes gone, 0-0. There's the ball over the top, looking for the run of Campbell. There's that man, Lawrence, again, but Campbell gets in front of it, gets the ball in, but not the greatest delivery put out, though, by Marshall. I've been impressed with Lawrence. He's putting on a good display there at the back. He gets over there, doesn't he? Reads it well.
Absolutely.
Tinkler with another long throw, this time from the other side of the box, or the side of the pitch.
I think Torquay's back four is really well connected.
Well, he has the ball to Francis. Can he get a delivery? Goes for the shot himself, and Halstead just gets that.
Not a bad effort, you know.
Denanga making life hard for the defender and goalkeeper there. He needs to be careful. Good win by Pye. Now Pani just runs into trouble. I thought he's going to run into trouble. Does well. Gets it toward left-hand side of the pitch. Denanga's the only man in neck. We need some support as Ward takes it down to the dead ball line. Can he pull it back across? Wins a corner. It's a goal kick even. Yeah. I just felt Pani needed to run into the centre there to give more options.
I was just about to say on the back of that, with Torquay being really well connected there, what we're going to need here from Gateshead is some unselfish runs just to disrupt that connection and allow others to free themselves up for a shot. Because at the moment, it's just a little bit predictable.
Yeah, I think we just needed Pani just to peel into the box, I think, just to give another option there for if Dan Ward was able to pull it back. But promising stuff. Ball over the top now. Denanga chases it down. Halstead's going to be quickly off his line. He is. Gets to that, no problem. Well, I'm guessing the Gateshead management have been looking at the balls over the top because they've went for it a few times and had a bit of success with it as well, pace-wise, against these defenders. That ball wasn't the greatest. Straight through to Halstead. Just getting a little bit overcast to our left. I think Charlotte might have been right about the rain. We might have some in the second half, I think, as the ball is going to bounce through. Jarvis brings it down, lays it off to Stubbs. Stubbs on the right-hand side of the box, cuts it across. It's dangerous ball, headed clear by Gateshead, but it's going to fall to Stubbs again. Stubbs cuts inside of it, plays it across to the captain, Moxley. Moxley now got it forward. Moxley on the overlap. He didn't manage to get it to him, but he's held the ball up well. And now Lawrence, good work from Gateshead. They closed down the angles, made Torquay play it all the way back to Halstead. Marshall. Gateshead sitting a little bit deeper there as the ball comes over the top. Now Evans is going to come through, brought it down. Well, offside flag goes up. Looked like handball as well a little bit when he brought it down, but might have just been on top of the shoulder. But
it was a slightly good job though, because Gateshead looked a little bit switched off there, except Ethan Pye.
He was away.
Yeah.
Into the 40th minute, 0-0. Ball up towards Denanga, beaten to it though by Marshall. It's going to fall to Francis in midfield. Gives it to Conte. Ball forward to Ward. Ward nods it inside to Francis. Now, can he carry it forward? He can. He lays it off to Ward. Ward cuts it, tries to cut it. Now, can he get the shot off? No. It just feels like every time Gateshead get it into the box, the player wants it on the other foot.
Yeah. Or just the touch before the shots, just not quite getting them set up properly. Torquay's defending has been absolutely fantastic in closing down them spaces just to prevent Gateshead having them opportunities.
Conter gives it to Pye, back to Conter. Conter's got Tinkler on the far side. It has to be a good ball. No, and it goes out for a corner.
Absolutely.
It's a dangerous ball. It just bent in at the end, didn't it?
It was indeed.
Well,
you could just see the connection there with Tinkler and Conte.
Well, Gateshead have another corner from the far side. Don't know if you can pick it up on the stream, but the darker skies behind that corner flag towards Baker and Walker. Francis goes into the 6-yard area, headed clear by Moxley, going to be brought down by Campbell. Pye, can they get the ball back up in and around the area and keep the pressure on? Cross to Campbell. Now comes the delivery into the box. Dinanga brings it down well. He's just Lawrence all over his back. Good vision to pick out Story. Story now puts a delivery into the box. And so it was Panny that was just lurking there. Gateshead still have the ball though. There's players in and around the box. They need some support. Pye gets it back to Story. Story back to Pye. Ball back to Kenton Richardson. Now Francis to Panny. Panny finds himself on the right-hand side. Ball forward. That's lovely towards Lawrence again. He's been absolutely fantastic in this half. Picking out them balls, hasn't he?
Absolutely fantastic.
Great awareness from the big defender there. Okay, to try and build once again. Conter. Pye's going to go for the ball over the top towards Dinanga. Dinanga brings it down. Needs support. Campbell with the run through. Campbell now. Good defending from Marshall. Just got himself in the way. And these last gap stops from Torquay have been fantastic as Campbell comes offside. You could see he ran from the other side there.
You know, it really makes you wonder, why are we playing this formation? We've got 3 at the back. We've got 2 wing backs who are getting high and wide, and we're trying to force everything through the middle, or we're trying to whip crosses in.
Yeah.
That where the strikers, we're just not ready for them yet. Utilise them wing backs. Attack down the wings more and cut it back. Because it's just not working at the moment. Both their centre-halves are too switched on for what Gateshead are trying to do.
Yeah, I'd say it's been a good display from both of the centre-halves there as Jarvis goes for the shot. Gateshead managed to get Pye in front of it and the ball is, offside. Flag given. The assistant for Torquay is remonstrating with the 4th official.
That's a shame because you seen Philip Marshall look over to Robbie Tinkler there and they were going to do it early.
Well, Gateshead. Oh, who's going to take it? Marshall's going to go along with this one, I think.
Only right.
44 minutes, 0-0. Both sides looking for 3 points to help them in their relegation battle. The ball goes out for a throw here. Donnellan going to launch this down the right-hand side up towards Jarvis. Jarvis backheads it. Fedicini battling with Story. Story again there with a powerful one. Dinanga's going to try and run down. Keeper Halstead comes out to the edge of his box and, well, that was a push off the ball there. Strong battle between Dinanga and the defenders of Torquay United as Lawrence just calm and composed, isn't he? Nothing phases him.
Absolutely fantastic.
Donnellan now gets it to Stubbs. Stubbs looks to get a delivery and cuts inside. Good footwork. Drives into the box. Goes for a shot. I think he went there, but it's been deflected across. And Jarvis, did he bring down Tinkler? He did. There's a clatter of boots together there, and it's a free kick to Gateshead. But that man, Lawrence, he's Been the difference at times, I think. Breaking down the attacks. Ball over the top there. Well, why was that? Gator on the attack. Referees pulled it back. Well, Gator have another bite of the apple to take this one. Fourth official has the board in his hand. I can't see more than 1 minute being added on here. Hasn't been any major stoppages apart from tying shoelaces. And there we go, 2 minutes. 2 minutes for the shoelaces. There we go. Well, we're into that now. Do we have a goal before half time in either side here? As Tinkler wins the header. Lawrence heads it clear. Gateshead nodded back up, but Lawrence can win the header again. Tinkler brings it down. No, Ward on the right-hand side. Back to Tinkler. Ward. Ward cuts in with it now, driving with the ball. Ball cleared, but only as far as Conter. Conter looks to keep things going. Goes for his shot. Didn't get the power on it, and it just goes past. And Halstead has hurt himself, the goalkeeper. There. I don't know if they've got a keeper on the bench, to be honest. So this doesn't look good. And I think he's went over on his wrist, hasn't he, when he went over there? Don't know if he's in some pain there, but he's holding that arm up, isn't he?
Yeah, that does look like he's in pain.
He's just been a bit of play acting because the hand he was sore with, he's just picked the ball up with.
Did you just swap hands there? Which one?
Yes, he did, didn't he? I thought that. Ambidextrous with injuries is Halstead. As the ball's going to go all the way through to Marshall. Well, you would guess there's about a minute left.
Yeah, I think both teams are quite happy to go into the changing rooms at 0-0.
Certainly are. And that's a big dark cloud to our left-hand side coming over. It is getting darker here. The floodlights will probably be on for the second half.
It's getting colder too.
It is, and that was a handball. And well, it's went out for a throw to Gateshead. Quickly taken to Nanga. Can he get there? He has. He's got it. He needs some. Well, lovely stuff from Gateshead to keep the ball moving. Can they get the ball in the box though? Conter gives it back to Pye. Pye looks to find a teammate, which he does. Story goes long looking for Tinkler. Moxley's there to head the ball. Evans nods it back to Moxley, and there you go. There's the half-time whistle. 0-0 here at Gateshead International Stadium. It's been one of those games where either side could have broke the deadlock, but it's been a defensive masterclass from Marshall and Lawrence.
Absolutely. I think you could see straight away, couldn't you, what Torquay were intending to do. They were putting a solid defensive performance and trying to utilise their set pieces to maybe take the lead against Gateshead. However, Gateshead's formation, it's working a treat defensively. I'd like to see us utilise the strengths more in possession and take control.
Yeah. I think decision making in the final third from some of the attacking players to be in the right place at the right time just hasn't worked out at times. But a lot to build on. Both sides will be looking to take more into the second half. We'll go through some half-time scores here. 1 second. Right, it is Barnet 0, Notts County 1. Apparently Macaulay Langstaff again. Bromley 0, Wrexham 0. It's Dagenham Redbridge 1, Oldham 0. Eastleigh 2, Altrincham 1. It's FC Halifax 0, Yeovil 0, Gateshead 0-0 here with Torquay, of course. Maidenhead 2, Maidstone 0, Scunthorpe 2, Wealdstone 0, 0-0 between Solihull Moors and Boreham Wood. It is Southend 1, Aldershot 0, and York 1, Dorking 0. So that's how it is at the moment. We'll go into that a little bit later on. We're just going to have a little bit of a break, have a time to maybe have a toilet stop or a cup of coffee. I don't know. But anyway, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put up highlights, which I did promise last week to change. This is just what the Heat Army podcast is normally like. And the floodlights come on there. Look at that, nice and quick. LEDs. It's went from dull afternoon to bright again. So there we go. Right, we'll be back with you shortly for when the teams come out in the second half. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you very shortly. Yes, always give the podcast one more share. We're joined by our guest, Paul. How are you doing, Paul?
Evening, chaps. You all right?
Yeah, fantastic. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
Oh, good. You always fear when we have a guest come on. Sometimes the link isn't the greatest, but
it's nice to see a fella Baldy come. Look at that. Get in. You're like me. You got more hair on your chin than on your head.
They say I should turn my head upside down.
Yeah. I've been told that a few times, to be fair, Paul.
You've been told to have your head a shake, Mickey. Paul, obviously we've got the game coming up on Saturday. How's the season started for yourselves?
Unbelievably well, as you sort of alluded to just a few moments ago. Way beyond the expectation, I think, of any Wealdstone fan, especially after seeing pre-season. It was slightly underwhelming. There was, you always get the try list, and we're never sure who the management team are going to sign on. We lost the 2 or 3 more influential players from last season, where we finished 16th. So unbelievable. 3 wins out of 4. The 3 wins that we have actually got are probably against the 3 stronger teams on paper, having lost to Eastleigh. So listen, we're not silly. We're only a sort of 1 defeat away from possibly a bad run, that sort of thing. But we'll take it. 3 out of 4 and sort of second in the league at this time is unbelievable.
It's not a bad way to start.
You haven't got your championship button up already.
No. Listen, we're very realistic. We punch above our weight. We have done this is our 3rd season now in the National League, and we survived the first 2. Did very well last season. No, it's 9 points towards safety. I think more than 9 points towards getting in the playoffs in League 2.
Yeah, I think we're probably the same. Just want to get as many points on the board as possible.
Yeah,
without a doubt. I think when you look at Wealdstone and what may hinder them going forward is the strength and depth in the squad. So if we can pick up as many points as we can whilst we're playing well, and the team are obviously doing very well, you hope you might pick up a few loan deals off the back of that, and let other players want to come and join if we're looking to sign others. So I think strength in depth is going to be probably something that will go against us. So by getting these points on the board is really going to help sort of getting into those stickier, colder, more difficult months, in and around and after Christmas.
Definitely, it's always the thing, isn't it? You don't want to get into a bad run of form when it's bad weather and travelling and horrible dark nights. It's never the greatest. But are Wealdstone full time, or are you one of the few part time outfits?
No, we have 1 full time employee at the football club, who is a chap that runs the club on a day-to-day basis on the non-footballing side.
Yeah.
The whole footballing operation is part-time. Our manager, Stuart Maynard, is actually a BT engineer, and he doesn't work on a Tuesday because he commits his time to Wealdstone on a Tuesday, and they train on traditionally, as they used to, non-league on a Tuesday and Thursday. I think the strength and conditioning coach, Rachel, she looks after them on a Monday, sort of via a Zoom meeting and that sort of thing. So I mean, listen, they're doing extremely well. Gone are the days where you are, as Oldham fans suggested, they're plasterers and plumbers and farmers. But
I think everyone knows about nutrition and fitness now.
Yeah.
It's in general day-to-day life, let alone athletes. And most of these players have been at bigger clubs, haven't they, or been involved at some point. So they look after themselves.
And these lads are footballers. They just happen. I think the biggest thing that we don't get as a football team, as a squad, I guess, is the contact time with the management. Not doing 4 or 5 hours a day on the training field. They're doing 4 or 5 hours a week. But they're all. I think we've probably got 2 or 3 that maybe have other jobs, but I think mainly football is their main focus. So we're lucky in that sense. And I guess us and maybe Dorking. I know you mentioned Dorking moments ago, and Maidenhead could be either they try and cherry pick the best part-time footballers that the country can offer, and we certainly got some in Jack Cook and Max Kretschmar come in and done extremely well.
Yeah, it's always a challenge. I mean, obviously we're still full time, which I didn't expect when we got demoted, but not by our own doing, of course. But it's one of them leagues where you do notice it is harder to compete against the full-time sides, isn't it?
Oh yeah, without that. And the thing was, when we came into it 3 seasons ago, we didn't have the setup we even have now, and it's those small steps to National League safety and National League status. 3 seasons ago, I mean, we were recruiting lads from the Ryman's Premier Division, some National League South teams. Now we're able to recruit National League standard players, those lads that have experience of the league. And I think that's where the biggest difference has come in the last 3 years, is the recruitment. Because we've stayed in the league, because we play the type of football and brand of football we do, everything has helped come, be better.
Mm-hmm. Well, just on that, we've got a question. Paul, what are the Wealdstone tactics for coming to the game? I don't know if you want to skip all that away, but do you hold the midfield, or do you press up front straight away? What kind of football do Wealdstone play?
No, Wealdstone very much play a possession-based game. They play out of the back. They get caught a few times. Teams that do press, Eastleigh, I think, very much were one that put the press on, whereas these bigger sort of ex-league teams and the bigger teams tend to sort of sit off, and we can play through the lines that little bit. But we certainly do play very, very good possession-based football. We try and get on the front foot, try and load on the wings and out wide, and sometimes outgun teams. We're not particularly big, we're not particularly aggressive. And there's a lot of people sort of say the National League you need 6 foot giant. You wait till you play Woking. They're about I think the average height is about 6'2", right? So we haven't got that. We got a few bigger lads, but we're quick, small, young, and have a desire to want to sort of get forward and play attacking football.
Well, I think it sounds exactly like with the conversation we had last week. Very similar to what the way Gateshead play, yeah. So
I think it's probably very much the same. Very much the same. I think that's how we won the National League South a few years ago. That's how Dorking have gone up. So we've got our management team in Stewie and Matt. They've stuck to their principles over the last 1.5, 2 years they've been in charge. I don't think they'll ever change. The benefit of that is it's almost like a little bit like academy football. So we've had good experience with loaning academy lads who've come in, and it's done them the world of good. A few of them are playing in the EFL Cup tonight who were with us last year, because we play a good brand of football, and these non sort of lower league EFL teams want their youngsters to come and play with us. So you should see an attractive game with Wealdstone. It can sometimes be frustrating and boring because they keep the ball that little bit too much if the fans are being honest at times, but it works. On the whole, it works. And clearly 9 out of 12 points, it's showing that it's working.
Certainly is.
To announce Dave Hamby, who's supporting Torquay. He's here with his family, Helen, Chloe and George. Have a good day, George. Happy birthday from all of us at Gateshead.
Well, you are back with us here for the second half. We are waiting for the players to come out. We'll go back through the half-time scores again. But the temperature has dropped. Charlotte had to run out to the car and get her coat on. I've got mine on now. But the floodlights are on and the pitch is well lit, even though it has went overcast. All right, we have to win this. We cannot. We cannot carry on just drawn. There's a win is what is needed here this afternoon. This is the half-time scores. If you missed them earlier on, there was an early kickoff. Woking 0, Chesterfield 1. That's how that ended. It's Barnet 1, Notts County 1. Barnet getting a late goal there through Canu. Bromley Wrexham is still going. It must have been a late kickoff at 0-0 there. Dagenham Redbridge 1, Oldham 0. Eastleigh 2, Altrincham 1. It's FC Halifax 0, Yeovil 0, Gateshead 0, Torquay 0, of course. Here, Maidenhead 2, Maidstone 0, Scunthorpe 2, Wealdstone 0. We've got Solihull Moors 0, Borehamwood 0, Southend 1, Aldershot 1, York 1, Dorking 0. And I wonder if York are going to sign Danny Rose. Did you see the former England player was training with them?
I did not. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So I don't know if he's just there to keep fit, but a long way from home. I think he's a Southerner. So who knows? Could York be making a big signing in the left back department there? Well, they say waiting for Gateshead to come back out here. It is quite cold, still 0-0 if you're just joining us. But you can message us at heed_army on Twitter. We'll try and get to those a little bit later on if we can. But the main way is to contact us on our stream on YouTube. Just comment on there, and also as well on Facebook if you're watching on there. If you'd like to join us on the Heed Army podcast this week, Thursday night, 8 p.m. It's the new time of 8 p.m. because my daughter keeps getting out of bed saying I'm being too noisy. That's why that is. No other way. We can't kind of hide it. So not 9 p.m. anymore. It is 8 p.m. So we'll be getting into that game. We'll be previewing the away game away to Aldershot. Hopefully getting Aldershot fan on. We'll be talking about this game as well and any other news regarding Gateshead Football Club. So if you'd like to join us, it is live on Thursday, 8 p.m. You can message in, have your say on your football club. We'd love you to join us. And also, why not, if you're a regular, tell your friends about it, and we'll be able to have more people interacting. There's over 1,000 here. I think there's 174 Torquay fans have made the journey up. So massive well done to the travelling contingent. We'll have that confirmed later on. It will come across the tannoy. Special shout out as well to the ball boys today, Reckitt and New Camp under 11s as well. They're doing a fine job, and I'm glad they've got coats on because it's starting to get chilly down there. Going to be brave to be a ball boy in the northeast. So that's where we are at the moment. Just waiting for the teams to come back out. Are you warming up with your coat on now, Charlotte?
Oh yeah, this is lovely and warm. This coat.
Good. Oh yeah, she's coming here representing. She's got her Newcastle United coat on. So,
I mean, not intentionally. It was in the car. Always got to be prepared.
You'd think you're a Newcastle United ladies player or something. You know what I mean? Hey, these footballers. Well, I say there
Proud
is.
Geordie.
Yeah. Well, Greg Ollie and a couple of the players are warming up down there. Noticeably that we don't have Carl Magny, but of course part of the coaching staff. He'll be in the changing room, helping giving out instructions with the coaching staff of Mike Williamson and Ian Watson. But good to have another 1,000+ crowd here at Gateshead International Stadium. Remember, Gateshead have some big games coming up. We're at home to Dagenham and Redbridge on the 28th, and on it's starting to rain now as well. Just seen that down there. On the running track, we can see the splats of rain. And of course, we on the 1st of April, the big game, FA Trophy semi-final, 90 minutes away from Wembley. Will it be Gateshead or will it be Barnet? Get down here, support the lads. That's what we want. And as I say, we'll be bringing full match commentary of that. If you're on holiday or working, or God forbid that you're under the weather, hopefully you can be here and experience it in the flesh. But if not, it's a close second being with us, as the rain is starting to absolutely chuck it down now. Let's see, you all right, Charlotte? You all right? You called it.
Always got to be prepared.
You have. Always
clearly
be prepared.
wasn't. My coat was in the car.
Yeah. Let's see, agree. Ken Webb says, but agree, we need to win. We do, as do Torquay as well. That's what makes this game so interesting today.
Now, what will be interesting is who will this weather suit more? Gateshead style of football or Torquay's?
Well, it's going to make it slippery out there as Moxley leads out his team. Doesn't look like there's any changes from the Torquay 11 as they're back out. We wait Gateshead to come back out into the rain here for the second half. Well, both sets of defenders, they're going to have to be on their full concentration levels, because either side, they're trying to play the ball quick up to the forward men, and any slips, any little nicks, players are going to go down.
Yeah, and I mean, not just that. When it's cold and it's raining, it really tests your mental toughness, and sometimes players, it ramps their game up even more. For some players, it makes us concentration slip, so we shall see.
And a good reception for the Gateshead players as they come back out onto the pitch. And as I say, it is starting to drizzle now on Tyneside, a little bit heavier than drizzle down to our side, we've got the long jump in front of the Gateshead Stadium. There's a puddle of water on that blue bit of track, and we can see how heavy it is. There's a lot of rain coming down. How will that affect the game? Okay, so we're going to be kicking off here in the second half. We're going to be shooting towards the Felon end as someone tries to shout hello down the mic. The cheeky scamp. Doesn't he know these microphones are hard if you hit one? I don't condone hitting children. That's just a silly joke, by the way, in case anyone thinks I would dare do that. My microphone costs too much. Well, no changes for either side. Gateshead shooting towards the Felon end, and now Torquay shooting towards the River Tyne, where we can see the rain coming over from Baker. And if anyone is listening from further afield, there isn't such a thing as Grove. There was no Baker Grove. It's just a TV programme. But this is entertaining here as Gateshead pick it up midfield. Campbell. Now Tinkler. Slippery surface there for that tackle. Conter comes in, wins the ball. Strong. Can he get the ball out to Campbell? Now it's out to Campbell from Ward. Gateshead need a delivery. There's that man Lawrence again.
He's
straight across.
He's everywhere where you need him.
Well, Evans again tying his laces. Different boots this time in the second half, I think. Well,
Must have put his studs on.
46 minutes gone. 0-0. Gateshead a throw here. Early stages of the second half. If you're just joining back with us, Francis is going to give it back to Tinkler. Can he get a delivery in? Or he just slows it down, gives it back to Francis. Francis picks out Pye. Pye goes for a crossfield ball there. Story beaten in the air, but it's going to fall to Conter. Plays it back to Pye, just inside his own half. Well, Torquay have managed to get back into shape with Gateshead sitting deep with the ball. As the rain is lifting somewhat. Now, Gateshead in possession through Francis. Across the other side of the defence to Story. Story receives the ball back. Gateshead just letting the ball do the work at the moment. Ford drops deep to receive the ball. He's under pressure though from Moxley. Ball up towards Tinkler, but intercepted. Now that's good stuff. Conter. Sliding tackle, but it falls to Denanga. Denanga can get his shot off. He can. It's in the back of the net! Denanga! What a strike! And it all come from Conter winning the ball in midfield. And there was Denanga, edge of the box, took it to his left, and then just buried it into the back of the net.
He looked up as soon as he took that touch. He knew what his intentions were. Struck that ball so neatly that the ball skimmed off the surface, and that the goalkeeper had no chance.
Well, we were just talking about how will the rain change the game, and I think the shot was going goalward bound anyway. It definitely was, but that little skim off the surface just took it away from the goalkeeper.
It's almost as though the way Gateshead were wanting to play in
Mark
the first
Halstead
half.
as well. He went down to make that save. He was complaining about a sore hand in the late stages of the first half. He is complaining again. The physio is over there. I do not think they might have a substitute goalkeeper there warming up down the side. That might be Reece Lowe, as I'm having trouble with my microphone there. Apologies. But Halstead is getting treatment as it is. We'll just correct the score on our scoreline here on YouTube.
Yeah, as we were saying though, the surface in the first half, it's almost as though it was slowing Gateshead's style of football down. It was getting caught under their feet, and it's working perfectly. It's allowing us to have momentum with our technical execution now.
Well, it looks like Halstead's going to count it off. It looks like it's his upper arm. Looks towards his tricep there, doesn't it? He's pointing to and holding. We'll see if he can continue. But as I say, we kind of mentioned that Conter was a little bit quiet in the second half. He started the first half on fire there. A couple of interceptions, winning the ball, and one that led to a goal.
He seems a little bit higher in this half.
Well, Torquay about to get us underway here. Now, Marshall receives the ball, goes long, comes off Denanga, handball. It's definitely ball to hand. I think he jumped to try and get his body up there.
And we're talking about Conte being quiet in the first half. We also do have to remember we're playing a different formation.
Yeah.
He may be adapted now.
Crossfield ball looking towards Evans. There's Tinkler who brings it down. Marshall clears the ball now. Denanga and Lawrence in a foot race. Lovely stuff, but Gateshead gets themselves in front of the ball there. Denanga, as someone walked past and I couldn't see Campbell running for the ball, cleared out by Halstead, and Gateshead just up in the ante here in the second half.
Yeah, fantastic battle between Lawrence and Denanga. I think Denanga now's up in his game a little bit because he knows Lawrence is doing a good job.
Well, Tinkler looking for support. Conte shows, gets it back to Tinkler. He puts it back forward there, but so it's a little bit slippy out there now, isn't it? It's starting to see people go down a little bit easier.
The rain is getting heavier.
As Moxley takes a long throw, stole a few yards. Jarvis battling there, but Kent Richardson, I don't know, can get to bring it down the midfield there. No, but they can now. Ball over the top. Oh, just scoots out there. But we're just going to get on the attack, and we're going to see the referee. He's wanting to word with Rob Elliott. Obviously not happy with what's been said, but the ball was taken about 10 yards from where the ball went out. The throw earlier on, if that's what he's talking about. Fourth official talking to Mike Williamson as well. 51 minutes gone. Gateshead 1, Torquay United 0. Jarvis wins the header, nodded forward by McGavin there. Gateshead. Oh. Moxley driving the ball forward. There's Panny to intercept. Can get the ball moving forward. They can. Dan Ward. Is he onside? Keeper's going to beat him to it. Nice delivery.
The run didn't just quite match the type of ball.
Dawson plays it out to McGavin. McGavin under pressure from Conte. He managed to get the ball forward to Jarvis. It's a little bit clumsy there from Francis.
Yeah, that was silly.
Got himself the wrong side and committed, unfortunately.
That was silly. He had enough gated bodies behind him there. Didn't need to go in like that.
Well, got people saying, come on, Heed, and Simon Jeffrey kick it out the ground for 45 minutes, anything. Well, Moxley stands over the ball here. There's a free kick. A lot of players towards the 5 yards out from the edge of the box. It's going to be a probing ball, or it doesn't. It goes down left-hand side. Evans now puts it across. There's some bodies across there, but the ball's too deep, and it's going to go, as we kept in on the far side.
Corner.
Comes off Connor Panny for a corner.
I was just about to say, we've just scored a goal. We know what Torquay's threat is. It's set pieces. We've got to be careful now.
Well, the rain continues to come down on Tyneside here. We're under the lights in the second half. We've seen good deliveries come in here. There's bodies in and around there, headed clear by Gateshead, but it's going to be picked up by Moxley on the edge of the box. Still going, Moxley gets it out to the far side. Now comes in the delivery, and it comes through. Marshall nearly missed it. Offside flag goes up, and Gateshead.
Connor Panny with the clearance before the offside.
I've had a scene, he's down as well there.
I think that's a wake-up call, and that's the wake-up call we needed.
Well, number 10 is still down. The referee isn't allowing the physio to come on. There you go. He's up on his feet. .54 minutes, 1-0 to Gateshead so far. Both sides desperate for 3 points here this afternoon. Helping relegation worries. There's the ball up towards the halfway line. Tinkler wins the ball, gets it to Denanga, controls it, gets it out to Ward. There's players in the middle coming through. Oh, and there's Tinkler chasing it down. But Marshall clears the ball only as far as Richardson. Plays it into the centre to Francis. Francis gets it to Ward. Good passing football from Gateshead. Plays it inside to Denanga, lays it off. Can Ward get a shot off? His touch just took it away from him. But lovely stuff. Gateshead just moving the ball effortlessly. And now, ball across to the far side. Jarvis is showing. Just has to hold the ball up. What can they muster up on the far side? Gateshead come away with the ball. You always worry in these conditions with tackles like that. Ball forward, just too much on it. As Marshall didn't get to it, and the ball was going to go out for a throw to. Well, I would have said that was a Torquay throw to me. It's been given to Gateshead. I don't know how.
Did he not touch it while he slid?
I don't think he did. It didn't seem to alter the path of the ball, but
the rain is coming down heavy.
Yeah, we can hear it on the roof above us now here at the Tyne and Weir stand. It's the clear skies disappear into the distance.
Those poor ball boys.
Yeah, the poor New Camp under 11s. They're getting soaked now. Tinkler going to go for a long throw. Campbell shows, gets it back to Tinkler, back to Campbell. Campbell lays it now. Conter in the centre. Oh, lovely stuff from Tinkler, edge of the box. Lays off to Ward. Can Ward get a shot off or get across? Shot come cross, corner one.
Corner ball. We were just talking earlier about being careful with decision making in the first half. The first half decision making wasn't quite right in the final third, you pointed out, Dave. And I think now they're starting to make the right decisions, and it looks like we're much more of a threat.
Well, referee wants to have a word with somebody here. I think Halstead might be down injured here. We are going to see a substitution. The goalkeeper Halstead is going to have to come off. He did seem to go over on his body when he was seeing a ball go wide in the first half. And then when he went to go for the save against Dinanga, he must have been at full stretch, and it's just been too much for that arm muscle. And he's going to make way, Halstead. And it is going to be Reese Lovett, number 22, who's going to come on. Did very little wrong, Halstead. Very quick in and around his area in the first half. And he's getting a round of applause
Substitution for Torquay United
from the Tyne and Weir stand, especially from the, I think it's 174 Torquay fans have made the trip up here at the Tyneside. And Lovett, and his first job is to deal with a corner coming in here. He'll be wanting to get an early touch of the ball. Dan Ward stands on the far side to put this delivery in. He does have Francis showing in front of him. There's a few players on the edge of the box. In it comes, it's tight towards the keeper, headed away by Lawrence. Gateshead pick up the second ball though. Francis. Ward. Campbell now can take a touch, plays it across to Conter. Conter, footwork, not bad in this conditions. As now the ball down the left-hand side. Ward takes a touch, carries it into the box, takes down the dead ball in. Can he pull it back across? He can, and Lawrence is there to put it behind. And starting to fall in love with Lawrence. He's a great defender. He's
what's he doing next season?
I know he's just been here, there, and everywhere.
Honestly, his defending crosses coming in from deep, cutting for cutbacks, absolutely fantastic.
Well, Dan Ward with another delivery from the far side. This time it's going to go in there. There's Lawrence.
And
heads it clear as Gateshead. Can they win the ball? They have. Campbell, edge of the box, scoops it over, looking for Dinanga. Reese, and Lovett goes down, but he put a knee into Dinanga there, into the chest, I think. The referee and the Torquay players were telling the physios to come straight on there. And the ball was there to be won, the challenge, but the keeper managed to get up higher. And unfortunately, I think it's his knees went into, looks at the top of the chest of the neck there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully the goal scorer, Dinanga, can get up and continue. We are 59 minutes into the first half. Gateshead lead 1-0 if you are just joining us. And Cow Daly's put chuff for Dinanga, first of many, hopefully. Someone's correcting them. They got one against Oldham, the second of many. But he's down at the moment. As the rain continues to pour down here. Now the running track is awash with water, and we can see all the little sprinkles all over the pitch as it falls, all over the running track. I don't think there'll be any trouble for the pitch. It's very good drainage here, but Dinanga's up. It's just being checked by the physio. Lovett comes over to make sure he's all right there. Nice touch from the goalkeeper. And he's holding like the top of his chest, isn't he, towards the windpipe there. Hopefully he's all right. Looks winded, just taking his time coming off the pitch. Gets it temporarily down to 10 men. Both Greg, Ollie and Aaron Martin are warming up to our left-hand side here. Both officials come over to find out what's happening. They're saying 2 minutes, they just want to check him over. Does look like they're checking his windpipe there, doesn't it? Bottom of his neck. As Ward heads it forward.
They've just asked that he needs to change.
Yeah, I think we are going to see a substitution here. He hasn't took his hand off the top of his chest plate there, has he? So brave stuff from Dinanga. He applauds the Tyne and Wear stand as Aaron Martin comes back to get stripped. We are going to see a change as Jarvis gets it out to Evans on the left-hand side. He's going to cross the ball into the box. He doesn't need it now. He crosses the ball in. Story heads it clear. And there's Gateshead need to clear the lines. They do. At the moment, of course, down to 10 men till the change can happen. Nobody up there as they cleared the ball. Allows Torquay to ping the ball up now. Tinkler just sees that out, and the rain is getting heavier once again. I don't know if it's coming over on the National League streaming TV service. They might even be able to get a little flash of the floodlights there to see the rain coming down. But Aaron Martin is stripped. He's ready to come on. He's got his gloves on. And on he comes. Replacement for Marcus Dinanga, the goal scorer. We hope he's okay and can continue in future games. But he did take a massive whack there.
Leaving the pitch, our goal scorer, Marcus Dinanga, being replaced by number 15, Aaron Martin.
Well, Tinkler goes up for the aerial battle, goes through to Ward. Ward's got Lawrence sticking with him like glue, wins the ball. Torquay, we'll go Francis, strong stuff. Can he get the ball? He has. Ball across to Campbell. Back to Story. You can just see the ball's starting to spray up a little bit of water there as it rolled along the grass. The rain is really tipping it down here.
Yeah, you see Camille Conte.
There's the ball over the top for Aaron Martin. Going to chase through. Reese Lovett gets the ball. Aaron Martin appreciates the pass there. 63 minutes gone. Gateshead 1, Torquay United 0. Proverbial 6-pointer here. As Gateshead and Torquay battle to try and get themselves in a better place to get out of the relegation zone. And the rain, we can hear it come down even heavier now above us on the Tyne and Wear stand. How will it affect the conditions? We've already seen the zip in the ground there before as Moxley brings the ball down, plays it off Ward, throw into Torquay, and a little bit heavier the water on Gateshead's side of the pitch where they're defending, because when Story kicked that, there was a splash of water came up as well.
Yeah, it's going to gather some surface foot water very soon.
As Campbell chases the ball down, he's going to pass back to Lovett. Lovett clears his clearance straight as a die up the pitch there. Story wins the header. Headed back up though. Story's going to win it again. Brought down by Dawson to Evans. Evans has gone and have Moxley on the overlap here, who he uses. Moxley gets the delivery in. There's Tinkler just to block it, and out it goes for a throw. Moxley keen to take it quickly, which he does. Finds Evans in the edge of the box. Gets a shot off. It's going to come back to Moxley. Moxley now looking to get a delivery into the box. Passes it back to Dawson. Dawson puts one in. Headed clear by Story. And there's appeals for handball.
It did hit his hand.
The ball comes into the box now, and it's going to be... Oh, Marshall took it out there. And as I say, the conditions are really affecting this here, as Tinkler is down at the moment. As the physios come running down the touchline. Is he needed? No, physios aren't needed. Tinkler's up.
In this torrential weather, I think we should give another round of applause for our ball retrievers. Making the balls come tackling the twigs.
Yeah. We mentioned it before. We're glad they've got the coats on. There's one or two of these ball boys regretting their life decisions why they even took up football at the moment.
Teach them while they're young. Conditions are part of it.
Well, football fans, we suffer a lot, so they're getting used to the suffering early. And as Marshall, his kick wasn't the greatest there, but it's managed to work its way through, but the control was lacking. Gateshead as Moxley now pumps it up towards Jarvis. Couldn't control it. That's how slippy it is out there at the moment. Now Evans plays it inside. McGavin plays it across to the far side. What can be conjured up from Stubbs? Stubbs driving with the ball. Crosses it in. It's been deflected from Campbell. Now a shot from Evans. And, well, tells you the connection right out towards the corner flag. Goal kick.
Yeah, he couldn't get his body shape set there, ready for the ball coming at him with speed.
Well, there's a ball boy that's going to be given some pants there on the far side. He's in shorts. Goal kick to Gateshead. Headed clear by Torquay, but Gateshead pick it up midfield. Ward gets it to Campbell. Campbell looking to drive with the ball. Lays it off to Ward. Ward, can he get it from underneath his feet? He's still going, Ward. He couldn't get it to Aaron Martin. And now Torquay try and bring the ball forward as... Oh, and say that's the conditions for you there. There was a foul that had been brought back, and Story, no nonsense there to try and win it back, even though the ball had been pulled back. Well, the referee's saying no more.
Yeah, as a defender, you sometimes get caught up in the air in these conditions and you want to lose your head a little bit and go in for hard tackles, which sometimes makes you lose concentration.
Well, Moxley goes for a long one up towards Jarvis. Jarvis wins the header, but can Campbell pick up the second ball? He can. Panny gives it to Francis. Now Campbell up the line. Gateshead pick up the ball though in midfield. Oh, and Conter's ball just didn't get through there. Evans, he's turned. He's going to lay it off to Moxley. Moxley can play the first time ball down the line. But good defending from Gateshead. Now the ball to Ward. And now there he is again. Lawrence. There's a rainbow above the stadium here at the moment. Towards Lovett. Lovett kicked the ball. Big spray of water again when the ball was kicked. Evans. Blocked by Francis. Oh, and Gateshead is in acres of space. Ward, he drives into the box. Can he pull it back or does he go for a shot? He pulls it back. Oh, there's Campbell. Oh, well, handball, surely. Surely handball.
So close.
Well, Gateshead not dwelling on it as the ball's played up. Panny wins the header. Story.
Just as this double rainbow gets brighter,
Yeah. Ball over the top.
Can definitely smell something happening now.
That's just someone's pie along the stand. 69 minutes gone. 1-0 to Gateshead. Well, someone says, currently looking towards the Tyne Bridge, I can see sunshine. Yeah, I can see sunshine over our left shoulder, but at the moment it's still pouring down with rain here. As Tinkler wins the header, Francis nods it on. Someone that would scrap there, Jarvis. Oh, and a couple of sliding tackles. The conditions are absolutely treacherous out there. And, well, if the referee let that play on, why didn't he pull it back there? Because nothing come of it.
Exactly.
That's poor refereeing.
As I said, though, you get caught up in these conditions, and I think a lot of the players are. All of these sliding tackles, are we really needing to make?
Well, it looks like Gateshead are going to make another substitution here. See the fourth official with the board. Campbell. Oh, he's just proven foot out there from the Torquay defender. Lovely touch on the far side. Managed to carry the ball away. It's outnumbered there, but it's going to fall to Evans on the edge box. Goes for the shot and he buries it into the back of the net. Torquay got more bodies forward. He had space to bring it down, Evans, and lash it into the back of the net. Gateshead caught napping.
Yeah, Gateshead really forced a trap at speed there. He brought that down fantastic and he slotted it into the bottom corner with great technique.
Well, it's game on. 1-1 here at Gateshead International Stadium. 70 minutes gone.
And as I mentioned, these rainbows getting brighter. Could smell something happening. They're getting brighter again.
Oh, can you smell something else happening? We need another goal.
Yeah, hopefully this can trigger Gateshead to wake up a little bit and get something out of this game.
Well, there's a smoke bomb went off in the far end. Very partisan. As Gateshead now look to get the game back underway, up towards Tinkler, nods it forward. Moxley under pressure from Aaron Martin, clears the ball out. It goes for a Gateshead through. Oh, it hasn't went out. It's judged to have come off Martin. Well, that took the wind out of our sails. As Torquay have to be respected on the counter attack. We've seen it a few times. And it's a substitution for Torquay that's happening, not Gateshead. Looks like Asa Hall is going to be coming on as Martin brings it down, turns, manages to get it to Tinkler. Martin sliding in the conditions there, gets himself back up. Pye can carry the ball forward, picks out the run of Panny on the left-hand side. Panny plays it into Campbell. Can Campbell go for the shot? Deflected out and Conter doesn't get there in front of it. Foul going to be given on Pye. And Pye's challenge there. And, well, double substitution. It looks like Ryan Hansen and Asa Hall are going to be coming on. They're coming on for the goal scorer, Evans, who quickly trots off. There's number 14, so it isn't Evans. Sorry, apologies. He's changing the number now. So Asa Hall on for Brett McGavin. And Stobbs is going to make way for Hansen. Greg Ollie is going to be coming on though, the captain. Club captain.
Now let's see how everyone reacts to this. Sometimes when you have a leader that comes on, it just brings everyone to life.
Could it be Francis in midfield maybe? Or Panny?
Connor Panny's been slightly quiet in this half, which is interesting because he had a fantastic first half.
It's going to be Dan Ward makes way.
Interesting because Dan Ward's worked exceptionally hard.
He has. He offers pace as well, but we'll see what happens here.
May he be tiring? Who knows?
10, Toby Badawunsi, and number 14, Brett McGavin, being replaced by number 8, Asa Hall, and number 7, Ryan Hansen. Substitution for Gateshead.
Tinkler wins the header, fouled by Hansen.
Replaced by number 10.
Hand right in the back.
Well, Gateshead with a free kick here. Deep inside their own half. Pass back to Marshall. Marshall gets it back to Kenton Richardson, inside to Francis. Ball pumped up towards Tinkler. Well, nods it on to Ollie. Ollie with Lawrence, who just gets himself in front. Given a masterclass this afternoon in defending.
Man of the match for sure.
Well,
I mean, there's still time to go yet, but
certainly is. Well, as the rainbows disappear and the sun comes back out here, the rain fizzles out. We have the best part of 16 minutes of normal time remaining. Well, scrappy in midfield. Francis just caught
I mean, the whole game's scrappy at the moment. We had a little bit of momentum in the start of the second half. I'd like to see us get back that momentum and really take a hold of this game.
Well, Jarvis in no hurry to get back up onto his feet. He is now, though. Donovan stands over it. Delivery up towards the big men. There's Jarvis. Tinkler has to take a touch. Clears the ball now. There's nobody up there, though, and Lawrence can bring the ball down. Now he's got under pressure, but he manages to pick out the teammate. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence now puts the ball up. Tinkler nods it forward. Ollie brings it down. He's dispossessed in the ball forward. There's Kent Richardson just to disrupt and get the ball moving. Now Gateshead on the attack. Left-hand side as Aaron Martin gets the ball on the touchline. Plays it back to Panny. Panny now back to Pye. Pye receives the ball back. He's on the halfway line. Plays it forward to Martin. Martin's touch does well. Gets it out to the far side. Can Gator get the ball in the middle? Panny receives the ball back. He needs to get the ball into the box. He's got two players there with him. Gives it back to Conter. Conter drives with the ball. He's going across the pitch now to Kent Richardson. Tinkler. Gator now plays it inside. Oh, and Evans was there just to intercept as Kent Richardson pulls on the shirt. Free kick given.
Not happy with the referee's decision there, Kenton. I mean, that was an interesting one because Kenton dragged some players out with him. Was that run necessarily to receive the ball in that area? I think the decision for Tinkler was to get that in the box.
Well, love it. He's going to take this free kick. As the rain has stopped now, the sun is starting to come out. Lovett's kick goes up towards Jarvis, loses the aerial battle to Kent Richardson, poked forward by Conter, but the ball now over the top, and no Gator player's going to be able to get on the end of that as it skims out to our right hand side.
Yeah, he did look for Adam Campbell's run there. He seen him, but just didn't make the connection that he needed to.
Well, Moxley down the line. Tinkler, ball went out. Throw into Gateshead.
That was slightly dramatic.
Marshall, unless he's twisted his ankle, they've used all their substitutions. So if I was a Torquay fan, I'd be slightly concerned.
He's holding his toe.
Well, the Oscars was last week, Bonnie lad. Up you get. Oh, look at that miraculous recovery there. Have you ever seen that before? Well, Tinkler nods the ball forward. Martin just couldn't control it. Zipped underneath him, and Lovett has to come out. His clearance is a hell of a clearance, and it goes out for a throw to Gateshead.
I'd really like to see Aaron Martin get into the battle here with Marshall. Can we quiet Marshall down?
Well, ball to Kenton Richardson. Oh, over the top to Pye. Pye's under pressure. Gateshead nearly playing themselves into trouble as Panny gets it back to Pye. Ball forward. Now Martin can control if he can. Gets it forward. That's good stuff. Gateshead now on the attack. Campbell on the far side.
Robbie
Pulls
Tinkler.
the ball across. Robbie Tinkler's busting it good to get here. He's going to pick it up on the right-hand side of the box. Can he pull it back and pick out Martin? Takes a touch. He needs to lay it off. Shot from Francis over the bar. Sometimes you just want to strike out to be selfish and try and pull the trigger, but the defender was just standing solid in front of him.
Jarvis's run into support was just slightly too early. The ball came back and he was already stood still. Didn't quite get the run up onto that shot to make the right connection.
Well, conditions like this, hit it hard and low. Love it. Get to win the aerial battle, but the ball goes out for a throw just in front of the Torquay dugout.
Kenton Richardson winning every aerial there.
He was only trying to see the ball through as gets it clear from the back, and lovely stuff from Aaron Martin. Can he get the second ball and keep it in? He can as he slides underneath the dugout, and I hope he's all right. He's trapped underneath there. Shows you how slippery it is down there. He's up. It's made of stern stuff as Aaron Martin. He's covered in clots now, though. Half expected him to come right out the other side of the dugout there. Ball down the line. Tinkler wins the header, but it's going to fall to, nearly fell to a yellow shirt. Pye puts it out.
Yeah, the energy's building here. The momentum's building.
80th minute, 10 minutes remain, normal time plus stoppages as Moxley steals yards. Referee tells him to go back. Well, the referee told him to go back 5 yards there. He pointed. Well, Moxley, the captain for Torquay, steals another 5 yards, launches the ball. Yes, and he's given forward. Well, you can
Only right.
oh, well, there's a little bit of gamesmanship going on there from the substitute, not letting Gateshead get the ball. Well, I think Gary Johnson doing his nuts. He's got no excuse, and here comes the yellow card for Gary Johnson. Deserved as well. The free kick was right next to the dugout. He stole 5 yards. He didn't listen to the referee. Stole another 5. Nothing to complain about, Mr. Johnson. Ball launched down the right-hand side. Aaron Martin and Lawrence battling. Lawrence doing well. Under pressure, though. Does very well. Clears the ball up the pitch. Story beaten in the air, but Pye's there just to nod it down to Kenton Richardson. Plays it back to Marshall. Jarvis closes down. Marshall, his clearance is going to go out for a throw. Yeah, Moxley's been told where to take it from there. He was trying to be pedantic with the referee. As the fourth official comes over to warn him as well. All right.
It's like an obedient child.
There we go. Evans receives the ball, gives it back to Moxley. Conter keeps it in and gets it on the attack now. Can Conter keep going? Evans does very well. As well, Mox, I think, hang on. Fourth official was right on top of that. He wasn't going to give anything to the referee. He smiled at first. Well, we're seeing some gamesmanship from Moxley. .83 minutes gone. Level scoreline, 1-1 here. Ball up towards Jarvis. Marshall comes out, punches the ball clear this time. Out it goes for another throw. As he tries to steal more yards again. This is getting ridiculous. Hansen drives with the ball. Still going, Hansen. Does he pull the trigger? Lays it off to Lawrence. Lawrence tried to pick a ball through. Gateshead now can clear the ball to Campbell. Campbell driving forward. He's got Ollie in support. Ollie now feeds it back to Campbell. There's not many Gateshead players up there. Campbell's going to have to do it alone. Takes it up to the corner of the box. Plays it into Ollie, but it's going to be picked up by Conter. Conter turns. Fortunately falls to him now. A ball across the Tinkler. What can be dealt here? As the ball's saved. Oh, and the ball put behind for a corner. As Ian Watson G's up the Tyne and Weir stand. Just shows you the work rate from Adam Campbell. He ran into a dead end there and we still managed to create something.
He did indeed.
Corner on the far side. Greg Ollie back on the pitch, back on the set pieces. Ollie's delivery comes in. Keeper
Great
punched
delivery.
it. It's been headed clear on the edge of the box. It hasn't been dealt with that well. Throw it to Gateshead level with the corner of the box. Quickly taken. Campbell receives the ball. Gives it back to Ollie. It takes a deflection. Ollie now puts the cross in. It's deep. It's fast. And it's going to skim past out to the other side for a throw to Torquay.
Yeah, that just didn't quite have the curve it needed for a connection in the box.
Well, Moxley throw it down next to his corner flag. Let's see if he can make it to the halfway line before he throws it. Launches the ball. Tinkler wins the header. Can get to pick it up in midfield. They don't. There's now good tackle from Story, but it manages to find Donnellan. Donnellan puts it out to the far side, and now the ball played down the line. Pye gets there in front of it, plays the ball forward. Donnellan chests the ball down, but he chests it out. Throw it to Gateshead. Can it quickly be taken? It can. Francis now. He needs to get the ball moving forward to Ollie. Ollie has a number of yellow shirts in front of him, needs the grey one. He picks it out, Panny. Panny plays it inside to Martin. Conter. Francis. Ollie. Passing stuff from Gateshead. Need to get this ball moving forward as Ollie's dispossessed, and now Torquay can break. They've got Jarvis up there. Farasuni, and now the ball through for Jarvis. Does very well to control it. Dead ball line. Pulls it back across. Gateshead managed to clear it. Campbell's going to pick it up though. Tries to play it forward. Only gets as far as the Torquay player. Again, Torquay keeping the ball in play. Ball goes out though.
Yeah.
Offside flag.
Offside. Excellent defending by Ethan Pye. Clearing it when it came into a dangerous area.
We've got 4 minutes of normal time here. Ball up towards Martin. Martin wins the header. Gets it to Campbell. Campbell's going to get another chance to bring it down. And his ball out to Ollie wasn't the greatest. And Lawrence managed to find a teammate. Gateshead intercept, but the ball didn't find a teammate. Now Conter can drive forward with the ball after he finds it gifted to him. Conter, he's got space to turn and run. Now he has. He's got 4 players up with him. The ball through to Martin. Hello to Ollie. Ollie, can he pull it back? He can. Campbell. Oh, he just couldn't get a connection with it. Conter was sitting there on the edge of the box. Oh.
It's coming. It is coming.
Opportunities are still coming here. What's that? Greg Ollie. There's a player down there on the far side. Sorry, couldn't see it for a few bodies in front of us in our line of vision. Well, player up, gets a throw on the far side, halfway inside the Torquay half. Into the 88th minute. Ball across to Kenton Richardson. Dinks a ball up there towards Ollie. Ollie beaten in the air. Nodded away. Campbell manages to get it though. Gets it out to Panny. Can Panny get a delivery to Ollie? Ollie pulls it back across. Takes a deflection. He gets a second bite of it though. Oh, now can Conter shoot? Oh, off the line! What a great shot that was!
What a great clearance!
Oh, Kenton Richardson drives with the ball. Puts the cross in. Love it. Gathers it at his near post. And wow.
That strike was hard enough for a goalkeeper to collect. Never mind a defender to head off the line like that.
Wow. I think it might have been Evans that was on the line that headed that clear. Oh. It was an absolute rocket that come off Conter's boot there. Gets to pick it up in midfield though. Conter now looks for the ball to Martin. Martin asked for it. He got it, but there's Lawrence. But the second ball picked up by Gateshead. Campbell. He's got Ollie running through, but he's going to carry it himself. Goes for the shot. Deflected out to Conter. Gateshead still on the attack. Now Campbell to the right. Who he uses. He's got support in Tinkler. Cuts inside. Drives with himself. Ollie lays it off to Campbell. Oh, back to Ollie. Campbell, can he get a shot off? He can. Bodies in the line. Free kick given away. And credit to Torquay. They got bodies in front of the ball.
Now, they had about 10 defenders in the box there. Now we need to start asking questions. What are we becoming successful from? Our long shots, the chances are clear when we're taking long shots. The ball's skimming off the surface.
Number 32, Camille Conter.
Oh, Camille Conter's got the official man of the match. There is a player down. It's Evans receiving treatment there. He's got cramp. They've used all their substitutes. Can Gateshead keep the pressure up? As Lovett in no hurry here to take this free kick. We're into the final minute. 50 seconds remain of normal time. The referee has just signalled to the fourth official how many minutes here. I'm going to hazard it might be 4 minutes. We'll have that confirmed shortly as Lovett takes his goal kick. Gets it to Evans, who nods it on. Jarvis nods it on again. Can Jarvis get the ball back? Evans dinks the ball up towards Jarvis. Says Tinkler head it down. Francis lays it off to Story. Story picks out Campbell. Campbell to Ollie. Gates need to get bodies forward, and they can now. Camille Conte on the right-hand side. Plays it out to Aaron Martin. Gates are trying to get players into the box. Conte receives the ball again. A little bit of trickery. Takes it inside. Tries to lay it off. Now Campbell has it. Oh, he's just got it stuck under his feet. Managed to keep the ball moving, no. Now out to Kenton Richardson, right-hand side. Crosses the ball in. There's bodies coming in. There's a overhead kick. And, slippery conditions. 5 minutes added on here.
What a fantastic cross. I mean, Gateshead, we're crossing it. The Torquay defending excellently these crosses. When we try to walk it in, they're getting bodies behind the ball. What is working? We need to figure it out.
Well, Jarvis was battling. Tinkler gets the ball to throw it to Gateshead. Gateshead in the ascendancy in the last few minutes. Can they keep this pressure up? We're into that 5 minutes now. Ball up. Torquay battling to get the ball. Gateshead clear it up in the air. Donnellan nods it forward. Tinkler nods it back up towards Martin. Martin brings it down. Manages to get it to Tinkler. Gateshead now. Can they get this ball out to the far side? Tinkler. Donnellan's there. Second ball picked up by Torquay this time. And now they're going to try and get this ball forward. As up it goes towards Hansen. Didn't win the header. Gateshead again in possession. Conter on the halfway line. Plays it out now to Francis. Francis plays inside to Campbell. Campbell first time ball towards. Oh, and the keeper comes out there. I thought the ball was going over towards Aaron Martin, but Ollie was the closest to it. The referee, the goalkeeper being urged by his bench to keep the ball moving, not the time waste. 3 points for either side is vital as Lovett launches the ball up towards Jarvis. Jarvis knees it down, but it's only going to fall to a Gateshead player in Conte. Conte gets it to Francis. Francis back to Conte in the centre circle. Out to Tinkler on the right-hand side. Gateshead looking to get the ball moving through the middle. Lovely touch from Ollie to Martin on the right-hand side of the box. We need a delivery. We need to get this ball in there. Martin under pressure. Tinkler plays it inside to Richardson. Falls back to Tinkler though. The loose ball tries to put it in there to the far side. Francis brings it down to Richardson. It's all Gateshead at the moment. Tinkler, can we get the ball in the box and get a shot away? Scrambled away by Torquay, only as far as Story, whose ball didn't find the target. And now the ball forward, and Pye's going to come across to try and stop this attack in the build-up, as he does very well, but still in the play. Now it goes for a throw.
We just need to shoot. I don't know why we're trying to walk it in.
Surely only 2.5 minutes left at most.
Torquay are dropping off. We're playing into their hands.
Well, tense stuff here. Can Torquay carve out a chance? Gateshead battling to win the ball back. They do. They're on the attack as Campbell opens up in front of Ollie. Ollie's still with the ball. Manages to get past his man. Holds the ball up, and Gateshead can get players forward in numbers. Conte now on the ball. Gives it to Kenton Richardson. He's got Tinkler in front of him, but he goes to put it into the middle. There's Aaron Martin. Brings it down. Can he get a shot off? Oh, there's Gateshead. Oh, it nearly gets across to Campbell. And Lawrence can clear the ball up the pitch. There was nobody there. He just had to get rid of it. And it's a Gateshead throw just inside the Torquay half. If anyone looks like scoring, it's Gateshead at the moment. Kenton Richardson on the ball. Puts the ball deep up towards Aaron Martin. Ball headed away. Campbell's there to intercept. Panny couldn't get to the ball, but it goes out for Gateshead again. Throw in on the far side. Needs to be long, needs to get into the box. Well, they go short to Francis. Back to Panny. Panny now to Pye. Gateshead still players committed forward. Conte. He needs options. Francis shows. Francis puts the ball into the box. Story's up there. It hasn't been cleared yet, but it will be now by Torquay, who take the time, laboured with it. Now the ball's cleared up the pitch. Pye will be there to see this ball under control. To Marshall. Richardson picks up the ball. Surely only a minute left. Richardson puts the ball into the area where Aaron Martin is. He's touched, just let him down, but he can pick it up the second time. Gateshead players busted into the box. Campbell was coming. It's going to fall to Camille Conter. Gateshead need to get this into the box. Panny, left-hand side of the box, corner of it. Can he take cuts inside of it? Still going. Lays it off to Francis. Francis puts a shot in over the bar. And you just feel that was probably the last chance.
Absolutely.
Well, the last 10 minutes or so has been all Gateshead.
See Lawrence getting everyone out from Torquay. What an outstanding performance from the centre back.
Well, can we have a grandstand finish, or will it fizzle out into a hard-fought draw here at Gateshead International Stadium? Love it, being urged to clear this ball up the pitch, as he does. Jarvis wins the header, out it goes, and there is the full-time whistle. It's level here at Gateshead International Stadium. Gateshead did everything but score in the latter stages of the second half. It was an Evans goal that equalised, and Gateshead, we'll have to say that's a chance missed here at home against relegation rivals Torquay.
It's one of them, Dave. When you've got the control, when you've got the momentum, you're doing everything you can. That would normally get a goal, but it's just not working. You've got to look at what's happening on the pitch, what's happening with the other team that's preventing that from working. And you've got to adapt. And unfortunately, we did not find a way to adapt. We scored a goal from a long-range effort because we actually used the players in front of us to suck the centre-halves, Torquay centre-halves out for the ball to bounce back, to allow that long-range effort without any interruption to the shot. We needed to do that again, and we didn't figure out that that's what we needed to do.
Well, on a positive note, Gateshead have closed the gap to 3 points on Dorking, who are losing 2-1 at the moment. The final whistle will be going down there at the York Community Stadium. Scunthorpe 1 behind us, who've still got 3 games in hand on them, 2 games in hand on Woking. A point isn't the worst situation considering the results above us, but Gateshead really do need to make their chances pay in games going forward.
Yeah, it feels extremely disappointing considering we put in the performance and we worked really hard, and it did work at times.
Well, just one note there, Marcus Denanga, when he was leaving the pitch, was clutching his chest, still holding himself. So I'm guessing bruised ribs there. Hopefully he'll be back in time for next week's game. Bit of rest and recuperation. But the Gateshead fans receive a fine round of applause as they come off the ground. It wasn't for a want of trying, Charlotte. They gave everything today. And, well, that clearance off the line on another day, that was a goal. It was going to break the net.
Absolutely. I mean, look is a massive thing, and Torquay unfortunately looked like they had the luck with them today. However, Gateshead, we did really work together, and there's so many positives that we can still take to carry forward and keep this momentum going, and hopefully luck can come on our side at one point, because we've not had the best of luck this season at all.
Not at the moment, but it ends 1-1 here. And thank you very much for everyone that's joined us. Unfortunately, it wasn't a win, but a point has been added to Gateshead's tally. And we're only 3 points from safety with 2 games in hand. It's in Gateshead's hands. And we want you to join us on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Heed On Me Podcast Live. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you soon. And also, thank you, Charlotte.
No problem. Thanks for having me.